I need some music. Welcome to the stream! How's it going, everybody? How's it going? My name is Ace. I'm going to be your host tonight. Hope everyone's having a fantastic, fantabulous night. Yeah, I am streaming once again at night and running a little behind again. I apologize. I was getting ready and then I was like, you know, I want to wear my Spider-Man shirt and then or Spider-Girl. Spider-Gwen, I guess, to be more specific. Shirt and I was like, I was in the middle of doing laundry, so I was like, oh, maybe it's in my dirty laundry, maybe it's in the laundry I just pulled out, but no, it was actually in the second load. So I was like, crap. All right, well, let me get ready, I guess, get everything ready, and then I'll wait for the shirt. And then I got ready, and then I was ready to go. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then I had, you know, the finish set. I was still in the middle of setting up for the stream tonight. So I also had some issues. I went live, and then like OBS just like crashed in the middle of that. So I was like, oh, great, excellent. So I went live on YouTube for like 3 seconds. So fun. I had to quickly like go back and grab the new link, update my post and stuff. So that was fun. Did my volume go down? It did not. Why is this? There it goes. There it goes. Sorry about that. Sorry, I haven't been watching your streams and business. No, you're good. What's going on, American Angel? No, you're good. You're good. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm here. If you can come in, great. If you can't, that's fine. I know I follow so many people, and there are like I'll go like weeks without jumping back in their streams. So it is what it is, man. Life. Thank you so much for coming in. I gotta fix the TV light real quick. Sometimes does not go back to blue. Go. All right. So tonight we are gonna be working on more Spooderman. More Spooderman. Gonna clip studio up right now. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. I think I got everything set ready to go. I don't think I have it. Oh yeah, the one thing I did forget is water. So I'm gonna start drawing and then just a little bit into streaming I'm gonna go and more water. I forgot to fill this up. There's always one thing I forget to do. But yeah, I forgot to fill this up. So I got like a little bit of water in here. That's it. Not even enough to like suck out. Damn. All right. There's like barely any in there. Okay. So, real quick, before we get into anything, we're gonna go ahead and, I'm going to just do a regular, what we do all the time, some house cleaning. So, if you're not following me, any socials whatsoever, whether it's X, whether it's Instagram, whether it's any platform, think of it, you name it, I'm probably on it. You can use that link right there, just posted there in chat for you guys, and that'll get you over to all the things, like I said, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We are live right now to YouTube and Twitch, so if you want to follow me, if you're on one platform and want to follow me on the other platform, you can go ahead and use that link to kind of redirect yourself over there. Otherwise, there's a link to Patreon and Kofi. It's a good way to support me as an artist. Link to Discord. If you're a member over on our Kofi or Patreon or both, you'll get special access and Discord, special features and stuff, and a little badge and whatnot, saying that you're a Patreon member and you'll access a special channel and stuff. So other than that, there's a link to my game on Steam, link to Rollfall Studios. You can see the most recent art that I've worked on there. Yeah, that should be everything. Yeah, that should be everything. I mean, if I'm missing something, definitely check out the social links page, and that'll get you over everything and see all the stuff that I've failed to mention here. No sponsorship again. Still have not heard anything from them. Hopefully one day. One day. Hopefully. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I just double checked too. Still nothing, so. That's fine. Anyways, I don't think there's not much else to talk about. If there's like time, if I get to like a certain spot towards the end of the stream, like if I get to yeah, just as like a certain like stopping point towards the end of the stream, we might jump over the power, or maybe not. I don't know. I should probably avoid doing power wall because like I did it last night, right? And I was like, oh, I'll just play for like an hour. I ended up playing for like 2 hours, so and I have which was fine last night because like I ended up work today, but yeah, I have work tomorrow. And I'm gonna try to avoid being too tired. The later I get off the stream, the later I get to bed. So, there's always stuff I want to do right before I go to bed, right? And so, right, if I'm getting off a stream at night, then there's stuff I want to make sure I'm doing before I go to bed. So, anyways. Yeah, we are gonna go ahead and jump into the art. There's something I failed to mention yesterday, because I was like trying to get right into the art, and then I got caught up in the art. Trying to switch the music. Listen more, some more rock again. So, the one thing I didn't like point out, is that I only have an hour till I go to bed. Also, it's like, oh no, awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Is that I changed the direction, or I rearranged my setup here a bit. So most things are still exactly where they are. The only thing I really moved around was like the reference and the recent art and the chat. Well, on this screen, I also did it on. I think I did it on like the game chat too. I think maybe not. I don't remember. But yeah, I did move some things around with my overlay. So. Things make a little more sense now. So when you're looking at my stream and you see the chat, that I made it look more like I'm actually looking at chat and not just like looking in some weird direction. Instead of chat being below me, like it has been for years, I moved it over the other side because it's like my current setup is that I look this way to see chat. So like when I'm drawing. When I'm doing the game, actually, I try to look over here, but I can actually still use this monitor too. Sometimes I kind of go back and forth. But yeah, this is what we got. With the on the last session. So we got all sketched out for the most part. We get out the buildings over here. So we'll do that real quick. I'm not gonna do one for one here. I'm gonna make a few changes as I'm drawing. I'm not gonna go too detailed into. Like the buildings because it's a background thing, right? So let me draw that out real quick. Nobody cares. Spider-Man was my first favorite Marvel as a kid. It is still my favorite superhero. For me. Is this on or not? I love Spider-Man, and I'm super excited for the movie coming out. Why is this only kind of... Oh, wait. It is. I put that in... That's in the wrong spot. That's why. That would make sense. Okay, now we're good. That doesn't make any sense. I guess it kind of does, but... But growing up, I loved Spider-Man. I loved the cartoons. I kind of read the comics, not too much. I was more of a... I've always been more of a visual person, so like... Reading was never really something that like did it for me, you know. I was like I would read some comics and some books and stuff, but like I was more of like I want to see movies, I want to see TV shows, like so that's where I got a lot of my like my entertainment for Spider-Man was like the TV show and other shows that he appeared in, and the same thing with like other things. So it's like I've read the comics, I've read comics, just not as much as like other Spider-Man fans have. But like I will say that more as I gotten older, I've gotten more into the reading slightly more than I have as a kid. But like I still have, I think of all the comics that I have, Spider-Man's probably the one I have the most of. Spider-Man Noir and the other new Spider-Man movie coming up. Not very much sure about Spider Noir though. So I've watched Noir because Noir's on now. It's on Amazon. And it is very good. I will say that much. It is very good. I do recommend watching it. If you like Spider-Man, you'll like it. If you like Nick Cage, you'll like it. Especially like there are times, I don't want to spoil anything, but there are times when Nick Cage does Nick Cage, you know what I mean? Like there's like, like if you know what I'm talking about. I'll just say that when there's times that they like, the story kind of allows Nick Cage to kind of be Nick Cage. I want to do like circular rails instead of like square rails. See if I can find some. I guess the nice thing about like having two films of the same kind, like I can just do one and then just like copy. So I don't have to like redraw it all again. It'd be really annoying. Where that Spider-Man will meet the Hulk face to face. Sorry, that sounds no, it's not. I mean, it's in the trailer, so and honestly, before the trailer even dropped, we kind of already knew that Hulk was gonna be in there, so they kind of already announced it before they announced it officially before the trailer stopped, so we already knew that Hulk was in it. No spoilers. I mean, it's only spoilers if for like the people who like refuse to see the trailers, but most people, pretty much almost everybody has seen the trailer according to the numbers of the first trailer. If you've seen the first trailer, you didn't see Hulk, but you did see, like, you know, Banner, so that kind of is an indication that you'll see Hulk, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool that we're getting Hulk and Spider-Man. I have a feeling that Hulk's gonna... Because if they're going by the comics, like, Hulk is more than likely going to know that Peter is Spider-Man. But we'll see how on that, because I don't think that Peter and Banner or even Peter and Hulk like have ever. I don't think they ever like talked to each other. Like I don't think they ever communicated before. I can't. So probably not. I don't know. We'll see. Put a chain link fence here. so I'm gonna select all that, except for the chain link fence. And we're gonna do a copy. Or, sorry, yeah, cut and copy. Match up over here. Look at that. What are your thoughts on Legos? I like Legos. I think Legos are cool. Oh, by the way, I'm remember last time you were in here, I was like, I wasn't responding to your comments and stuff in the chat. And I apologize about that. I was so one, I was preoccupied with what I was doing, and two, like I had my chat window was set to just Twitch. Just because I was trying to send messages just to Twitch, and I forgot to set it back to my chat, so I apologize about that. I looked over, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm on the combined chat," and then and then I saw that you had been messaging. I'm like, "Oh fuck," but then you had left. I was like, "Oh well, shit." My bad. But yeah, no, I like Legos though. I was actually at the mall earlier today, and we had kind of quickly went into the Lego store, and that's pretty fun. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool to see. Like, it's interesting that like the big thing for Lego right now is Lego sets. It's very interesting. Like, it's kind of like it's starting to get up there in popularity along with like Pokemon cards. Yeah, it does. Maybe. Oops. I want to merge player below. I want to put like a fire hydrant here real quick. Just trying to understand that you're focusing, nothing for me to argue about. Yeah. Thank you for understanding. I try not to. But thank you. Oops. That's... So next week, I was kind of mentioning this last night, but I'll probably mention one. I'll mention one more time before the end of the stream, when we're wrapping things up. But next week will be my 5 years, 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. Either 5th or 6th. I'm losing count at this point. My stream anniversary, my affiliate anniversary for Twitch. It's also my birthday. So, we will be doing a big extended stream. I was trying to figure out the best way to explain this. Basically what I want to do is, I want to go live as soon as I can in the morning. Like, instead of me kind of relaxing and doing whatever until stream starts, I kind of want to just get up, give me a little bit of time to wake up, and then start streaming. So probably closer to like noon my time, Arizona time here. And then I want to go until like later in the night as well. So basically have, instead of a 3 to 4 hour stream, you know, aim more towards like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 hours. And then like, so what I want to do is start off, I want to start off with crowd control Skyrim. That's what I want to start off with. And kind of just bring that back, because that's what we did, I think, my first my stream anniversary birthday stream. So this will be Tuesday. So Tuesday will basically just be, I'll be streaming most of the day, or a big chunk of the day. I'm gonna order food for myself. So I'll be like eating on stream. But then I think what I want to do is the second half is I want to play some Power World, and you know, maybe have you guys come in and play with me. So that'll be like the second half of the stream. So I mean, for crowd control, for those watching on YouTube, unfortunately you won't be able to participate because it's only through Twitch, unfortunately. So you have to go over to Twitch to participate. Otherwise, you can always just watch. You know, and see the madness that happens. Because some madness will happen. Last time we played Skyrim crowd control, you guys were really messing with me. You guys were really you guys had made sure that I had spent 3 hours getting from the beginning of the stream, beginning of like the game, to only getting to like not even getting the white run. Like, I spent the 3 hours not even getting the white run before we stopped playing. So that's what I'm kind of expecting again, but we'll see. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So that's gonna be the plan. But because I'm doing a really big stream on Tuesday, that's gonna be the only day that I'm streaming. We're just doing one big celebration, and then I'm gonna take the rest of the week off. And then we'll be back next week with the regular streaming regular streaming schedule. But then I think the week after that, I'm gonna take like a whole week off, just so I can focus on other things. I'm gonna finally get around to updating OBS and everything. I've been putting off updating my OBS because I don't want things to crash while I'd rather just like kind of, if things are gonna get broken, I'd rather do it while I'm like not streaming. So I'm gonna do that and then work on my game as well. Trying to get a little bit of work done on my game. I haven't been able to touch my game in a minute. Between the commission and the fan art and the NSFW, like literally like this art piece is like the third art piece in a row that I've done. Like I literally went from one piece to another to another. So I kind of want to take a little bit of a break before jumping into the next piece. So that's why I'm gonna be. That's why I want to do. That's why I kind of want to like. I'm setting all this up kind of perfectly. So, and this piece, and as for this piece, this also will not be following the normal schedule of it posting to Kofi and Patreon, and then like a week or so later, I'll post that for everybody. This is gonna go up for a couple days, like 1 or 2 days, maybe 3 tops, and then I'll release it for everybody. I want this released before the movie, so it'll definitely be released before next stream. So I think like come next Monday, this will be available for everybody. But if you want to see it early, if you're not already watching the stream, obviously, if you want to see the finished piece early, you can head over to Patreon Kofi. It'll be up there when it's done. But then it'll be available for everybody. I kind of want this out before the movie, so that's the plan. I guess I'll go over that again at the end of the stream, but that's kind of like the plan here. Okay, I think at this point I think I'm good at sketching. So I am gonna start getting some final lines in. So actually, before we do that, real quick, I'm just gonna go grab some water real quick. I'm not gonna go like and be right back or anything. I'm just gonna step away real quick. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was muted. Yeah, stay hydrated. Yes, yes. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was muted. I forgot I was muted. I got myself a snacky, got myself some water. I was just saying too, this will be fun because like I don't have any like soda to keep me like caffeinated while I'm live, so I might go while on my break I might run over to the gas station real quick. Which is something I should have done earlier. I was at the gas station getting gas. Oops. I was thinking about it too. I was like, should I go inside? Nah, I'll be fine. Nah, I'll be fine. Nah. I don't need it. Fast forward a few hours. I think I need it. We'll see how I feel. I should not. I probably shouldn't. I was drinking soda earlier, but it was like bright, so it was like non-caffeinated, you know? We'll see. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't because I had soda even though it was caffeinated. Wait, where did I draw the... Oh. I got confused there for a minute. This is playlist. Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's why I didn't shuffle for some reason. That's weird. I was like, why is it playing like all the? Why is it playing all the music from like the same album? Because yeah, because it didn't shuffle. Oh wait, no, that's why. Okay, I was like, why is it? There's a lock feature. That actually helps. Made the head big. That's what I was wondering. I was looking at last night and I'm like, I think the heads. I always make the head big and I don't know why. I can fix it. Thank you. I thought it was just me. Honestly, I thought it was just me. I'm like, nah, I think it's just me. Nope, I was wrong. Thank you. That's always my goddamn problem, and I don't know why. That is a simple fix. Boom. I think that's better, right? Yeah, fix the eyes. At least I could actually have eyes. I'm just in case I ever do decide maybe I want to, like, I don't know, remove his mask or something. His eyes are already there, and I don't know exactly where the. Because last time I had this problem, I was explaining this. I was explaining this earlier, or the last stream, that I did when I did Spider-Gwen last year, I think, year before that. I drew her as is, right, with her costume, and then when I went to go do, I'm not safe for work version of it, I did it without the mask on, and the eye placement where it should have been didn't make sense with the costume. And I'm like, fuck. So now, like, moving forward, whenever I do any kind of, like, hero or any kind of character where they get a mask on with the eyes, to draw the eyes, and even if I'm not going to have, even if they're not going to have their own eyes or whatever scene, still draw their eyes just to make sure that I properly have the mask in the proper place with the eye holes. Just in case. And also, I'll probably should do it anyways, regardless, because, like, you know, you want to just make sure, right? I was stupid. See, now we're making sense. Now we're making snacks. Here's kind of a sad story. I've tried to draw a picture of Spider-Man for a friend's cousin, then end up failed. How so? How'd you fail? Was it the suit weapon? The suit weapon is tedious. Slightly difficult to work with. But I figured out how... I had to really study like how the weapon works to get it right. I want to change the shape here a bit. Well, I tried to draw him detailed, but ended up messing up and told my friend sorry, but I couldn't keep my promise, but he understands. Like what like detail did you miss? I'm curious now. This line. The body shape of the head and webs of the suit. Okay, yeah. See, okay, see, I guessed right with the webs, right? So, the body shape makes sense. Proportions, you know, that takes. I wouldn't get too upset or whatever about like not getting proportions right. Like proportions are difficult. Even me, you just saw me. I messed up, right? I goofed with the head size, like I always do. At first, I fixed it later, but like that's why like you end up taking like classes. You know what I mean? Of like life drawing classes to learn. Or you just practice it in general, right? So it's never something you get right away. So I wouldn't be discouraged or whatever about not getting it. But this is what I've learned. I'll go over this here because I need to go over this anyways, right? So, it's just what I learned about the web. I'll start with the head because I haven't gotten the rest of the body yet. So I'll stop I stop around the face area, but my time is up. Oh, okay, never mind. I'll go over it another time. So must head to bed now. All right. Well, good night. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a good rest. I will see you in the next stream. Hopefully. Thank you for the help as well. Actually, you know what? For the VOD people, I'll still go over this. So this is what I learned with the head by watching Todd McFarlane. I would definitely watch Todd McFarlane's video of it because he did like he said 2-minute sketch, but ends up being like a 5-minute video. Sketching out Spidey. And just the head and like just like a bust, you know. He wasn't doing a full body or anything. And so what he does is basically this is what I'm doing right now. He does one set of lines first, right, in one direction. Right? It's kind of a mix of learn from what Vernon have his video and then learn from just studying the lines and the comics and stuff. So he does his lines first, and then he goes back and does the web. Does the circular part of the web. The part that just kind of like messes me up a bit is and something right here where like it's really spread out here. To keep it uniform as much as I can, and this is what I learned while kind of watching, like studying other artists draw Spidey, is that they'll just make another line that starts here, right? So basically, as the web kind of starts at his face and goes out, right? As it goes out, more lines start to form. Keep that, to keep it from like going too far out. Granted, it's not gonna be super uniform, but also kind of keep that circle as well. Okay, so I kind of... This line should have gone in more. It should have actually been like right here. But I started kind of going outwards too much.
find over a little bit more. Right there would be informant of the line, right? That don't look right. I feel like I need to.
It don't get better, the realest trendsetter. I started from the bottom, but I made it out the cellar. Now I'm at the top, jacket need a big letter. And people wondering if I'ma ever quit, never. Drip too impressive, you gon' see me when I pull up. Know I look good, shining bright, had a glow up. Think you competition, but you really just a warm up. Showtime, hope you getting ready for your close up. Cause I got just what you need. Let them know the crown is mine. My stoppers can't be beat. No one close, don't waste your time. Outside I run this street. Every single day and night, price keep going up like helium. Gas tank only take premium. Shouting mayday when I show up. Because nobody match me toe to toe. Can't match me, can't match me. Crazy, they know. I know you know. You try to hell with me, my overload. Might overload, let's go. Pull up and we finna shut it down. Red suit and you see I got the crown. Ride up, I'm about to make it loud. You got money on your head, better not stick around. The block's hot, you can feel it in the air. No carnival, it really isn't fair. Don't lie, I already know you scared. Ain't no way to prepare, cause we can't be compared. Put my thing down, dripping like a rain cloud. Hard to complain when the world is your playground. Feeling great now, all the haters flamed out. Come at me, no such thing as a safe house. Get your bands up, hit me when it adds up. Need a ransom, better see your hands up. It's the anthem, everyone in tandem. Hold up. Okay, let's go. When I show up, because nobody match me toe to toe. Can't match me, can't match me. Crazy, they know. I know you know. You try to hell with me, my overload. Might overload, let's go. Oh baby, then he's getting stacked like a bankroll. It's payday, do what I do best, that's reload. Oh baby, it's time to turn it up and go crazy. We finna go crazy. When I show up, all they wanna do is try to stop me. Way I move got everybody mad because they not me. Flying high and ain't nobody out here finna top me. Let's be honest, all that they can do is sit and watch me. Earn the right to be a little cocky. Everybody out here trying to copy. On the wave, the water getting rocky. Y'all ain't catching me in a jalopy. Cause I'm cold-blooded, but I'm still charming. And the pocket's fat, but I'm still starving. Look, if you don't know me, that's alarming. Hey. Shouting mayday when I show up. Because nobody match me toe to toe. Can't match me, can't match me. Crazy, they know. I know you know. You try to hell with me, my overload. Might overload, let's go. Oh baby, then he's getting stacked like a bankroll. It's payday, do what I do best, that's reload. Oh baby, it's time to turn it up and go crazy. We finna go.
I used the liquefy tool to get this where I need it to be. me after I finish it though, because like he's kind of trolled, right? 'cause he's swinging. So so I need like the front to kind of go inwards too, right? So I need to get the Ooze Look Fly tool for that. So I'll do that afterwards. Okay. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be back. We'll continue working on this. For the Twitch people, there'll be some ads we haven't always seen yet. You can use your Twitch Prime sub if you got it. But I shall be right back.
Guess who's back? Back again. Ace is back. Yeah. Hello, friend. Alright. I kind of wanted to, like, play a video. I have a YouTube reaction. I haven't done a YouTube reaction in a minute. Just have, like, YouTube up while I'm working. This is what I normally do when I'm working, like, off stream. But obviously for stream, I had to be a little more cautious with that. Especially if I end up playing like a video that someone gets offended by or something. For whatever reason. Alright, let's do this. So we're gonna watch this video by T-Popo. He's talking about Zenless Zone Zero art and why it looks so good and how to draw like them. Or later, right? That's what's over here. Oh, is that broken? Hold on. Why is this broken? Interesting, I thought that would work. Oh, because it needs to be set up, that's why. Okay. One second.
Okay, guess that didn't work. No. I gotta just do it manually for now. Alright, that's unmuted. Is this unmuted? Unmuted. And that's unmuted. Okay. I just want to make sure everything's good to go before I start. I want to start the video just here, just to see that I had no audio. Let's go ahead and stop the music. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to find more like Marvel related, but I think the only Marvel videos we're gonna find right now are like just about the movie coming up, like upcoming Spider-Man movie and Doomsday movie, and I want more like art focused ones. So we're just gonna go ahead and play this instead. That's fine.
What makes Zenless Soul and Zero's art so good? Is it how they have like 10 different art styles? The over-the-top animations? Or the gritty urban cyberpunk retro futuristic designs? While I have no idea what I just said, I do know that I love it. Especially these ones where ZZZ combines all three. Being able to do something like this, it's my dream. It still feels very far out of reach, but hopefully one day. Or I guess today? Because in this video, Hoyoverse challenged me to break down their art style. And I thought, why stop there? Why not add some animation and design on top to finally fulfill my dream of creating that ultimate artwork? Okay, how do we do this? With a lot of generosity, ZZZ's illustrations falls into three groups: the Mindscape, Splash Arts, and Story Arts. The first thing I did was recreate each of the three art styles, hoping to look for patterns and any techniques I can link between each of them. I won't go much into the details, instead I'll leave my files below for anyone who wants a deeper dive. And what I found was how while these three arts look like they have nothing in common, their coloring process is much similar than I expected. Like how Splash Art is just the Mindscape with more shadows and light, or how Story Art is Splash Art with different brushworks. While it's a bit of a stretch, I feel like
noticed that
if I
too.
start at the Mindscape, I can slowly add details, more colors, and reach the Story Art. I'm not gonna lie, I really feel like this is a stupid idea, but a part of me wants to see if this will actually work. Here, I'll be drawing the new character, Ramiel Dan, a stylish void hunter with way too many wings and details. The Mindscape art is our foundation. While it looks simple, don't let its simplicity fool you. A rule I try to follow is how the goal here is to represent the character's inner world, their vulnerable self. So the two things I really have to watch out for is the intimate close-up composition and the expression. I completely underestimated this. I guess I got fooled. The pose, the composition, it all feels very stiff in my attempts. And while the expression is really important here, I didn't give it much thought at the time. And this would come back to bite me later on, so might just be my worst start to a drawing ever. But it's all good because the coloring is what I'm confident. Never mind, I also messed it up. When I was checking my values against the originals, I realized how none of CCC's art uses soft shadows, but mine it's everywhere. Alongside the expression, it was another mistake that came from underestimating the simple looking mindscape.
Is that true?
Also, I wasn't really good at visualizing how
Is that? Hold on. Yeah, no, he's right. Yeah, it's all hard shadows. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
expression, it was another mistake that came from underestimating the simple looking mindscape. Also, I wasn't really good at visualizing how light interacts with character, and I think the blur was the result of me trying to hide my lack of understanding. I feel like I could have used 3 models or pictures of myself for a lighting reference, but in any case, after a lot of polishing, here's how my mindscape attempt turned out.
It's really good.
I already know this won't stand up against the official one. Other than the composition, the biggest downfall is expression. Even the rough had more emotions than the final version. No matter what I do, I just can't quite seem to improve the expression.
I think there's. Hold on, was that his sketch? See, I think the problem is kind of lying in like I've said this before, and for the people watching me live, is that I think the problem he kind of ran into is something that I run into, and a lot of our others run into. It's normal. It's a common, very common thing. When you draw like a sketch, in your mind, it looks good because of like the lack of detail. So your mind is filling in the detail as you're looking at it, and it looks perfect, exactly the way you want, because the way you're seeing it, right? But then when you go and perfect those lines and get exactly where it needs to be, or whatever exactly you get those exact lines. So now there's more detail, and it's now like you've picked there. Like let's just say that like the way you pictured it is like going down this path, but the way you drew it went down this path, and now it's like, okay, no, it's not what I wanted. But so I think that's where the problem lies here, is that because I can see, even me, I'm like, okay, I can see the expression he's going for, it looks good, but then yeah, I kind of see that it does kind of fall apart a little bit here, and I was almost gonna say that maybe the mouth is not in the correct spot, but I don't think that's the case either. I think the mouth's good. The difference too here is like here, it looks like the edge of the face here is behind the hair, whereas here it's now you can see the edge. You know what I mean? Like this was hiding back here, and it looks like he may have moved it in, maybe in attempts to make the face look more this way, because I guess that would make more sense. But then yeah, no, I see his problem. It's hard to really describe, but I see the problem. You know what I mean? I just can't describe it. So I'll let him continue.
Than the final version.
Sorry, I was
No matter
breaking
what
it down
I do,
here.
I just can't quite seem to improve the expression. So I was thinking of just starting over, but that's when the hypothetical level system came back to me. What if instead of trying to fix the expression, I instead try and apply techniques from the other art styles? Could this rescue my drawing? So how do we take our art from this to this? While the composition is completely different, I found out the coloring is just a matter of adding more shadows to the hair and more
Yeah.
rim lights around the body.
I can tell that he stopped before, like he did like at least one pass here, and then stopped. The thing that's throwing this off here, now I'm looking at this. Sorry, my thing's always looking at the actual official art, right, compared to his art. the. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm correct here. Oh, I see another problem here. So, one, this should be more here. Like, he should bring this down more. If I'm not mistaken, I should be. It looks like he drew it up here, and that's not. That would only be correct if he moves everything down more, and maybe adjust it a little bit. But because of where this all is, it kind of looks like her head and the back is more like kind of more up. That's to me, anyways. That's what it looks like. Like her head is not, the back of her head is not where it's supposed to be. Like if he just kind of shaved this down a bit, it would probably look a lot better. The other thing is to color. So this is slightly more reddish. There's a little bit of red here, right? Whereas here is just more on the purplish side, you know. There's more red here than here, is what I'm saying. So if he just like tweaked it more towards red. And then also the other thing too is that there's a gradient here. He didn't do the gradient either. Of course, I don't know if that's I don't know his process. I don't know if that was maybe the next step is maybe add more of a gradient. But definitely his colors the color for the hair is off. Sure. Everything else is good. Looks like he's missing. Oh, actually, no, my notes right here. I was gonna say maybe he's missing this little detail here, but no, he's not. He is missing. There should be like a line here. Let me add in real quick. That's not a problem. Everything else looks good. Yeah, honestly, like the major thing I'm seeing is just like the back of the head needs to be fixed. That's what I'm saying. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know for sure.
Just a matter of adding more shadows to the hair and more rim lights around the body. But putting this into practice wasn't going to be easy. I mean, if you just look at Ramiel's hair, how the well, I don't really know what's going on here. I do see that my illustrations didn't
See, called it.
have nearly
color?
enough shadows as the splash art. So using multiply, I added shadows overlapping each other to create depth.
Okay, that looks a lot better.
If you look at the splash art, you can see how every single one of them has either blue or purple light coming from behind. After adding this to my illustration, while it's a bit fast, that was pretty much it.
That looks a lot
I think
better.
the coloring
Okay.
did improve, but the composition and expressions are still its weakest link. Wait. Did the expression get even worse? Oh my. Whatever. In any case, I've come too far to start over, so
No.
let's see what would happen if I were to apply techniques
No, he got the expression better, actually. I think he got better. In my opinion, he got better.
from the story art.
Oh, you did add that in that line, too.
The
You
story
did it in that
art.
line. Okay. That's funny.
Breathtaking illustrations, each feeling like they came from completely different artists. So, how the heck are we supposed to draw in this style? It's not even
You
one
don't.
style. And
Not.
while I was having a breakdown, trying to break down this art style, I just decided, you know what, let's just focus on my 4 favorites, recreate them, and see what kind of patterns emerges. The first thing I noticed were the introductions of soft edges. Not a lot, but enough to create that organic painterly feel. And my weapon of choice for doing this was the blur tool. And not gonna lie, I kinda went ham with this. Oh man, does this even look good? Okay, next, if you look at the line art, you can see how they completely disappeared. That sounds pretty simple, just erase, and I'm not sure about this. It just looks mushy and weird. It's okay, there's still one more thing to do. The last part is the most abstract and trickiest one, something I'll call personality. I feel like each of them has a unique characteristics of sorts, a unique DNA, like retro color scheme, sci-fi themes, gothic accessories, bright graphic elements. This basically just feels like the artist injecting their own personality into the work. And I don't really have that. I don't know what's my style or personality. So I went searching for one.
You don't have one? You're this good and you don't have your own style? That's very interesting. I usually picked up a style. I don't know, my journey. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm compared to my own journey. Not saying it's bad or anything. I'm just saying that like it's weird that like he's got this much skill in art and he hasn't picked up his own style yet, which is very interesting.
I turned to design books for inspiration, hoping to find something that speaks to me. And for some reason, the thing that spoke to me was this gradient. I don't know why, it's just a simple gradient. Oh shit, kind of worked really well. I guess sometimes less really is more. But what I was after wasn't really the gradient itself, but the whole retro futuristic vibe. And I leaned into that, hoping that's the answer to the style problem. And eventually, we went from a flat character on a white background to this. Excuse me.
What?
Okay, this might just be my favorite drawing I've ever made. I feel like it's even more impressive how it all started as a scrappy Mindscape art. But what surprised me even more was that persistent issue of bad expressions. While I didn't do much to it, I feel like the colors just help you distract from it. With our illustration complete, the next step towards creating my ultimate art is the animation. While there's a lot of factors that make Zenless Zone Zero's animation so good, the one thing I kept coming back to is this attention to details. Everything just feels so intentional. Every tiny detail moves, and I feel like things like this is what gives soul to the art. Something I very much lack in my own art, so that subtlety in the details was my goal for animating this illustration. The first thing I did was separating the layers, which was probably the most time-consuming part of the process. And after that, I dragged the files into After Effects. To make the character moves like CZZ, I found out you can do it using puppet pins. By pinning the joints in your drawings, you can move them freely, well, just like a puppet. Then I set the keyframes, and just like that, the drawing now moves. But the current movement is very linear and boring, so to get the same flowy movement like ZZZ, I found out that you can do it by highlighting the keyframes and press F9. And that was all. The puppet pin was the thing I used for this entire animation, and it's also useful for some extra stylization. Before all this, I was watching analysis and breakdowns of Zenless Zone Zero's animations,
I don't know what it was all about.
and this idea of squash and stretch kept coming up, and I knew exactly where to apply this. The eyes. Using puppet pins, I made it so that whenever the
I'll
eyes
go back to the last, like... Wait, here, where were we?
While there's a lot of factors that make Zenless Zone Zero's animation so good, the one thing I kept coming back to is this attention to details. Everything just feels so intentional. Every tiny detail moves, and I feel like things like this is what gives soul to the art. Something I very much lack in my own art, so that subtlety in the details was my goal for animating this illustration. The first thing I did was separating the layers, which was probably the most time-consuming part of the process. And after that, I dragged the files into After Effects. To make the character moves like CZZ, I found out you can do it using puppet pins. By pinning the joints in your drawings, you can move them freely, well, just like a puppet. Then I set the keyframes, and just like that, the drawing now moves. But the current movement is very linear and boring, so to get the same flowy movement like ZZZ, I found out that you can do it by highlighting the keyframes and press F9. And that was all. The puppet pin was the thing I used for this entire animation, and it's also useful for some extra stylization. Before all this, I was watching analysis and breakdowns of Zenless Zone Zero's animations, and this idea of squash and stretch kept coming up, and I knew exactly where to apply this. The eyes. Using puppet pins, I made it so that whenever the eyes close, the eyeball squishes so slightly and stretches when it opens. It's a cool way to add that extra detail to the eyes. The only drawback being you can't really see it. Hey, at least the effort is there. At this point, I also made the character float up and down, and with that comes secondary animation. Things like wings reacting to the movements, and squash and stretch applying to other parts of the body as well. Last but not least, the hair. To do this, I used a godlike free script called AFP Hair Rig. All I did was add some puppet pins to the hair, remove keyframes of the parts you want to remain still, and finally, just run the script. Instant animation. And after repeating this for every single hair, here's how the final animation turned out. While I've animated illustrations before, this was the first time I've animated every single part of the character and even make it react to each other. You can really see this when compared to my old illustrations. Usually, this is the end of my art. It moves, it's finished. But again, for Stainless Zone Zero, it doesn't stop here.
Of course.
When it comes to design, there's the part that goes into the art itself, like the concept, theme, character design. Then there's the other part, what you can do to a finished illustration, like turning them into magazines, vinyls, stickers, and my personal favorite, posters. And that's the stuff I want to try and do here, to turn my illustration into a poster that can fit right into Stainless Zone Zero's lineup. While ZZZ takes a lot of layout inspiration from movie posters, that didn't really click with my drawing. So once again, I turned to design books for layout inspirations. I was looking specifically for ways to strengthen this retro futuristic look, and to cut to the chase, eventually I made this. A gothic, gritty poster that I think fits right into Stainless Zone Zero's lineup. Okay, here's where things get a little personal. While I thought this is finished and it looked good, it also feels soulless, empty. I realized I was just using the same fonts, same metallic effects. Design's actually the part I felt most confident in, but that confidence might have come from knowing what works for me. So the cost of playing it safe was the sacrifice of creating something new, of pushing myself further, and that's what I felt here. This was one of the books I was looking at earlier. A book on experimenting, trying, doing something physical in the digital age. And this might be the reason why I feel like this. It's because I've actually had this idea for a while now. It's quite ridiculous, it has nothing to do with ZZZ, but it just won't leave my head. And I guess this is the perfect time to try.
You try.
I wanted to try and make my own fonts, physically. A real metallic font to replace my digital one. I had no idea what I was doing, and before I inhaled too much smelly fumes, all I got by the end was this E, a broken L, and a bunch of random pieces. But that was all I needed. I took the photos into Photoshop and welded them together. Something that stood out to me were these broken details. Instead of trying to fix them, I want to celebrate it. These little imperfections are the beauty of doing things physically. Happy little mistakes I couldn't get from doing it digitally. And without further ado, here's how everything comes together. Does it look good? I don't know. As corny as
I
it
think it looks
sounds,
good.
I was super happy with the
really
journey,
good.
the process, more than the outcome
I would like to
itself.
do
From
something like
testing out
this,
my
like just
digital
animated like
theory
this,
to trying new
but
things in animation, to soldering metal in my bedroom. I'm just glad I gave it a try. And maybe that's the answer to my question earlier. What makes Stainless Zone Zero's art so good? While there are many factors, I like to believe that it's because the artists, the team, tried something different, something they'd never done before, and it's something we've never seen before. Thanks for watching.
a good video. Go ahead and throw that over to you guys in the chat. Thanks. And if you guys are watching after the fact, if I do end up throwing this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. And make sure to like, subscribe, and everything. Yeah, I did really enjoy this video, by the way. Yeah, no, he did an amazing job though, for sure. And I do want to try kind of the same thing.
A way to add and stretch analysis and breakdowns of Stainless Zone Zero's
know
animations, and this idea of
he's-
squashing
did
the
he-
process.
was he using-
And after that, I dragged the files into After Effects to make the character moves like animating this illustration. The first thing I did was separating the layers,
Yeah,
which
yes.
was probably the most time-consuming part of the process. And after that, I dragged the files into After
Yeah,
Effects.
I was just to separate out. It's just very similar to like a VTuber model. Is you have to when it comes to creating a VTuber, you have to first like draw the whole thing, right, and like a T-pose, and then you gotta like separate out the different parts. That's something that like
this is a project I probably wouldn't do anytime soon, but maybe sometime in the near future. But yeah, and also see if I can do something that's not After Effects, see if it's possible to do other and some other program. Because I don't want to use After Effects. If I have to use After Effects, I will, but I'd rather not. But yeah. Again, thank you all so much, and for the YouTube people watching this after YouTube, after the stream, whatever, and the people watching this afterwards. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Hey! Oh my God, it's Heather. We were just watching a art video. Get you a shout out. Oh no, I'm not leaving. No. That was for I was doing like an outro in case I ended up like that. I was just watching a video, so in case I end up making this YouTube video later, like I have like an outro for the YouTube video. I'm not leaving. I still got another like hour. Get you a shout out.
breathtaking.
I had you tabbed up when I heard a little panic. Oh no, you're good. Thank you for lurking. Yeah, whenever I react to a YouTube video, in case like I do end up getting around to making a YouTube video, like for my like reaction video, that like I always try to do like an outro. I know it's a little weird to say when I'm like streaming, but I couldn't really find any other. I guess I can put this on. Remember the Smash Ultimate port debate? There was a
Hello.
debate.
I would like to discuss a debate that hasn't been relevant in nearly a decade.
Got the Waz.
Please humor me. Anybody else remember the hot topic of 2018 in one of the worst things imaginable, Nintendo discourse? Ooh. It was if Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was a port or not. Now, looking back, I think it's pretty easy in retrospect to look down on a lot
I don't
of these
think it was a
debates to be
port.
like,
It
well,
couldn't
that's
have been a
kind of
port.
stupid. But I kind of want to bring us back to the mentality at that time. You know, keep in mind, the word port was being
I didn't know
used
this was even an
all the
argument.
time, considering most of the games coming to Nintendo Switch in 2017 and 2018. You know, in 2018 alone, we got ports of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Hyrule Warriors, Captain Toad. And those, there was no question about it. Sure, some of them had new content, like Captain Toad had some new levels, Hyrule Warriors had all the 3DS content, and a couple of little doodads meshed in there, so fundamentally it played a bit differently from the original game.
We get
on
back
Wii
to
U.
playing that.
But nobody was saying, oh yeah, I mean, what, is this like some kind of a sequel? You know, to be fair, the names of the games and the box arts and all of that, they tell you straight up right there, these are old games. But in that March 2018 Nintendo Direct, when they revealed Smash Brothers, just the name of the franchise right there, people still had the question like, wait, is this just a port of Smash Brothers for Wii U? Because it was coming out a lot sooner than anybody expected. Like, oh, Smash Brothers in 2018? I mean, sooner if we're considering this is a brand new game. I think everybody around this time was expecting Smash Brothers to come to Nintendo Switch, but for it to be called, like, Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch. And it would be pretty much in line with Smash Brothers for 3DS and Smash Brothers for Wii U. You know, okay, complete that lineup with Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch. And it's pretty much the same game, but maybe it has like the 3DS stages in the Wii U game and maybe a couple extra little modes.
Oh, you know what?
Maybe
You know
a
what it
few
is? You know what's been
characters.
bugging me this
But
whole
that
time?
begs the
I
question,
highly,
that
I
in
prefer
of
Mario
itself,
Kart if I'm going to
is
play with
that a
friends.
port, or is
Haven't
that
played
a
Smash Bros. in
new
forever.
game? 'Cause
It's
you
been a
have
minute
new
for me.
characters.
I
You
don't
have
really
a
play with like
bunch
my
of
friends when I
stages
play
from the
Smash
3DS
anymore.
game ported over,
Otherwise I just
remastered. I mean, they're gonna have to have some stuff done.
otherwise
to
I
them
just
to be in
don't.
HD. But upon the
But I
game's
prefer
official
play Mario
world
Kart.
premiere at
I
E3
kinda just
2018, it
play
was
whatever
revealed
my
that
friends want to
Super
play.
Smash Bros.
So if my
Ultimate,
friends want to play
all
Smash,
four
we'll play
fighters are
Smash.
returning. There's a
If don't play Mario Kart, we'll play Mario Kart. any multiplayer game, honestly. I don't really care as long as I have it too, right? Like me and my friends will get together at least once or twice a week to play Baldur's Gate. I'll try to anyways. Like we're doing an honor run right now for Baldur's Gate 3. But like I don't play anything honestly, because most of the time I'm just playing single player.
Bunch of remastered stages that weren't in Smash Brothers for Wii U, and a ton of gameplay tweaks. How a lot of characters got full-blown redesigns, some new models, a brand new lighting system. Like the game looked a bit different from Smash Wii U. However, most of the content from Smash Wii U was returning. There was a lot of returning stages, and a lot of the characters were obviously still using like their general model from Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. So even once the game got fully unveiled at E3, that just kind of made the debate go even further. Is this just a port? Because some people were still pretty adamant this is just a port of Smash Wii U with a bunch of little tweaks. And yeah, I do think Smash Bros. Ultimate was a bit more susceptible to this debate or criticism, if you want to call it that, just because a huge assortment of its content was old content. And it was obviously heavily based off of the work done on Smash Wii U. I mean, Sakurai did confirm that, yes, this was using Smash Wii U as a base. However, lots of games do that. I would say most sequels in the video game industry reuse some assets. Hell, in Smash Brothers, nearly every single entry reuses assets from a previous game. Hell, I'd say in many ways, Smash Wii U takes a lot from Brawl. Loads of its stages are taken from Brawl. Hell, a lot of the characters look and function damn near identically to how they do in Brawl. I mean, everything's a bit different, but I mean, like, you compare certain characters side by side, and it's like their animations, their character model, it's kind of almost one-to-one with Brawl, but obviously redone in HD with a couple of little bells and whistles on it. Now, to be fair, I think Smash Ultimate is the most obviously built off of the previous game in the series out of any game in the series. So yes, technically, you could say they ported a lot of Smash Wii U over and then heavily modified it or something. But I think it's interesting that Smash Ultimate was accused of this. While in that very same year on Nintendo Switch, we got Mario Tennis Aces, which pretty much did the exact same goddamn thing that Smash Ultimate was being accused of. And I don't remember a ton of people calling that game just a port. That game reused damn near every asset from Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. How the main stadium in Aces is the same stadium for Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. It reuses animations from Ultra Smash. It reuses character models. Aces is fundamentally if Ultra Smash got finished. But to be fair, Aces has significantly different gameplay from Ultra Smash. Ultra Smash has those chance shots, which are those glowing circles that appear on the ground where you just go to that and it tells you, hey, do this button combination. Whereas Aces actually focuses on like a good gameplay mechanic, actually incorporating a meter where you can fill that up and pull off zone shots. Your racket has a health bar. I mean, everybody's already said it, the game plays like a fighting game. But by comparison, Smash Ultimate significantly changed a lot of gameplay elements. I mean, yeah, it's still Smash Brothers at the end of the day. Mario Tennis Aces is still Mario Tennis at the end of the day, too. Well, listen, as time went on, I think it became very obvious Smash Ultimate is not a port of Smash Wii U. It builds upon Smash Wii U. It's a sequel to Smash Wii U, using a lot of the assets built for Smash Wii U as a base, so then they can significantly cut down on development time. And yes, it looks a lot like Smash Wii U. It does play kind of similarly to Smash Wii U, but once you play both of the games back to back, you can clearly see, yeah, they tweaked a lot with Smash Ultimate to the point where, yes, this does feel unique. Still feels like Smash Brothers, but it does feel like its own game in the Smash Brothers franchise. But I think this debate did kind of shine a light on, you know, hey, what is a port? What's an enhanced port? What's a regular game? What's a brand new game? All of that. Because I remember watching a ton of videos back in 2018 where they did highlight a lot of examples of games that are kind of just ports, but they include so much new content like what are we doing here at this point, buddy? Especially nowadays, like after the booster course pack, let's look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The fact that they added 48 tracks via DLC, pretty much doubling the amount of tracks that were in the original Wii U game, and on top of that, there are new characters. There are new mechanics in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You know, you have the double item boxes and item slots. They adjusted the drifting, where now you can hold it even longer to get an even faster mini turbo boost. There's a battle mode, all of that. There is a ton of stuff added in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, to the point where you could say, wow, this is more stuff than a lot of new games have. But nobody's really gonna say that. I think what makes a port a port is the intentions going into it, you know? Like, they weren't putting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Nintendo Switch thinking, we're making a brand new Mario Kart. No, they knew they were bringing Mario Kart 8 over from the Wii U. I think if this version of the game fundamentally makes it so then you have played this game and you don't need to go out of your way to play it on the
Mario Kart, there you go.
I think it's settled. It's a port. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe does do a lot of new things compared to Mario Kart 8, but fundamentally, I'm telling you, as somebody who played Mario Kart 8 on Wii U for dozens, if not hundreds of hours, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe fundamentally replaces Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. If you played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, there's absolutely no reason in hell for you to play Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. Oh, but hey, the single item mechanic, that's interesting. Oh, the battle mode is a little different. F*** off. You know what I mean. If you played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you played Mario Kart 8. By comparison, Smash Bros. Ultimate compared to Smash Wii U, well, yes, I do think Smash Ultimate made Smash for Wii U irrelevant, and it was fundamentally a replacement for the game. I don't think it's in the same way, you know? It didn't replace Smash Wii U in the same way Mario Kart 8 Deluxe replaced Mario Kart 8 on Wii U for the same reasons. Because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe fundamentally made it so then, okay, I'm gonna keep playing Mario Kart 8. Smash Bros. Ultimate sped up the game significantly. It changed a lot of character movesets and designs. It gave you so many more stages. But if you insert that Smash Wii U disc, you're gonna find so much stuff that isn't in Smash Ultimate. Now, is this stuff really worth buying a Wii U for and putting Smash Wii U in and playing for hundreds of hours these days? I mean, you do you, buddy. And you'll have fun with it. It's still like its own game that you can play through and enjoy a bunch of content that you won't find in Smash Ultimate. And all the trophies in Smash for Wii U. It has certain modes like the special orders. You have the event matches. You have a different stage builder mode that sucks ass, but it's still like it's a different stage builder mode. You have Smash Tour, damn it. So there are more than enough reasons to go and play Smash for Wii U instead of Smash Bros. Ultimate. But nobody's going to do that because Smash Ultimate just plays a lot better and it's on a much more accessible console. I mean, what if they made a stupid-ass game called Mario Party 11 and it reused a bunch of the assets from Mario Party 10 on Wii U, and it had the exact same gimmick as that. Maybe it has like the exact same character roster with a couple of new characters, and maybe it has some of the same boards as Mario Party 10, but it has a bunch of new ones, and it doesn't have all of the same boards as Mario Party 10, and it does tweak a fair amount of rule sets and all of that. Would you consider Mario Party 11 to be a port or a sequel? I think most people would consider it to be a sequel considering the name. And that's the thing. I think a lot of these debates end up being kind of about arbitrary things, like names. Like, hey, if Smash Bros. Ultimate was just called Super Smash Bros. 6, then it's like there would be no denying it. Just seeing a number there would be like, well, this is a sequel. But even just calling it Smash Bros. Ultimate, the word ultimate, while it can definitely mean like, oh, this is a sequel, it also kind of carries a lot of the same connotations as Definitive Edition or something. Hell, in other fighting games like Dead or Alive, the word ultimate is used for like, oh, like an expanded upon version of a previous game, like Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate. You know, it is funny looking back at the debate before we even knew of it being called Smash Bros. Ultimate and what exactly this game was, because that initial teaser with the Inklings and then you see all of the characters shrouded by darkness with the fiery Smash logo in the background, people were still debating, maybe it's a port. And could you imagine how much of a fucking buzzkill that would be if they do this whole ass teaser and they tease that Smash Brothers is coming to Switch and then they reveal it at E3 2018 and it's just revealed to be a stupid ass little port of Smash Wii U. To be fair, I think that would be one of the most Nintendo-like things they could possibly do, is make this grand teaser that Smash is coming to Switch and it turns out to just be a port. But it's like, I don't think anybody is that stupid
I
to
would
do
be
that.
so
It's like
upset.
during that big Nintendo Switch 2 Direct in April 2025, if they said, Zelda is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And then they just show the Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition. Like, they wouldn't do that. They're not that stupid. They do some stupid shit from time to time, but I think they know better than that. Well, I will say, this debate was very interesting to think about at the time. And like I said, in retrospect, while it is a bit silly, and like I do look at Ultimate as its own game, I don't think it was a completely stupid debate to have or anything. Or anybody that thought Ultimate was just a port didn't make any sense, you know? At the time, discourse surrounding ports on Nintendo Switch was at like an all-time high. And I think a lot of people were just automatically assuming Smash Brothers was going to be a port. I mean, why would they port Mario Kart and not Smash Brothers? And I think this debate did kind of shine a lot of light onto what exactly is a port. What exactly is an enhanced port? What exactly is a new game? Because around this time, there was also a lot of disagreements about what's considered a remastering, what's considered a remake. Just about a year later, I remember this discourse surrounding Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, how the game looked significantly better than the Wii game, and how there was a lot of debate as to if that was a flat-out remake. I mean, oh wow, it includes brand new content, and it looks so much better. But at the end of the day, when you play that game, you can tell, like, yeah, the bones of the Wii game are still here. Like, this is just kind of a remaster. It looks nicer. They added a lot of quality of life improvements. But I think ever since then, we've come to terms a lot more with what exactly a remake is compared to a remaster. I remember back during the Xbox 360 PS3 days, seeing all of those HD collections of old games from the PS2. Whenever they'd put out a lot of these things and label it as, oh, HD, I would just kind of think like, oh, a remake, an HD remake. It wasn't until The Last of Us Remastered on PS4 that I really remember seeing that word remastered in regards to a video game and truly thinking like, huh, which is weird because I never really considered it when I saw like DuckTales Remastered, which is funny considering this is not a remaster, this is a flat-out remake. And the word remaster has been used with video games before. You see, like, oh wow, the Prince of Persia trilogy in HD, remastered in high definition. But as a kid, I think I would have considered that, oh wow, HD remakes. Fucking idiot. But especially within the past decade, I think enough has happened where I am much more aware and confident as an adult what a video game remaster is compared to a remake, and because of the Smash Ultimate debate, what a port is, what an enhanced port is, what a new game looks like. And I think Smash Ultimate shows just how much can be done and how efficiently you can be by not being afraid to just reuse assets. Because if they didn't do that, then like how long would that game have taken to make? Doesn't make sense to make a brand new game. You already did most of the work building Smash for Wii U in HD. Why not just take the skeleton and make a new game out of that? But yes, thank you for humoring me on my little trip down memory lane, thinking of a debate that doesn't fucking matter at all anymore. Next time, I'd love to take a look back at prohibition in the United States and debate whether or not they should legalize alcohol again.
What? Okay. What else we got here? What else can we watch? Second, me.
Did you know that they remastered Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? That a dude showed up and he's like, hey, I'm gonna remaster FF7 Rebirth. What? That's impossible. We're gonna make the way the game look completely different. So I'm gonna highlight this. This is the shader injector mod that's now in a version 2. And the coolest part about it is that I can go through a large part of the game and kind of like just show it off and just show you how the game looks originally and then directly compare it to how it looks. It isn't perfect, but it's a good demonstration of how the game visually can be pushed in a certain direction, but they chose not to, likely because the game was initially designed on like PlayStation hardware for like the longest time. So it makes me kind of fascinated by what the next game could do, especially on the PC version. Let me just show you what it is. I'll include links when this makes it into the video in the description. If you guys want to download it and check out the guide, it's a very simple install. So you'll see, I'm gonna move myself over here. When you boot up Final Fantasy VII, you get this mod installed. It does all this stuff. This green is good. It means it found all the shader targets that it needs to inject the shaders. If you want to get the mod working, it has to rebuild all of the initial shaders, right? You know, when you start the game up and it's like caching shaders or something like that, you have to go in and delete it. And the guide shows you where you need to do that. Because by the time you get into the game, it builds a new compilation of shaders. And then if you want to get it working again, you have to delete the shader comp. It does it again and then retargets and then you're good. So you can see if I press the delete button on the bottom there, yeah, you're seeing differences. Like an immediate difference. So I'm going to turn it off. And the idea is that it just rebuilds the way that characters are lit. It rebuilds the way the entire game just sort of looks. So let's go to a familiar location and let me show why this mod is so transformative and why there's like pretty big hopes that maybe the PC version especially. I don't know if this will be possible on consoles because it is taxing. It does require a little bit more resources, but nothing that has like really compromised my experience. Check it out. This is the Limgrave. Normally, FF7 Rebirth's a pretty decent looking game. It has some rough around the edges parts. Don't get me wrong. It's a big game with a lot of stuff, but yeah, looks good, right? It's a good looking game. Now I'm going to press the delete button and we are going to see the difference of the shader mod. So it does make the image overall darker, but it does change the entire way that characters are lit. It also changes the way the entire environment collects light and what light is caught and what produces a shadow. And it's a lot of shadows, man. It also makes the characters look significantly different. Cloud's always been kind of a rough looking dude in FF7 Rebirth, right? Not the most handsome man. All right, he looks better in OG FF7 Remake, in my opinion, but that's a lot different. In fact, he's actually looking a lot closer to FF7 Remake version of him. That's a lot different. You'll notice by default, it's a little dark. And yeah, it darkens out the image, but you can balance this. Press start, go to options, go to graphics, and I like pumping the brightness up to about 8. So you can offset this a little bit. By default, I think this is way too bright, but now, oh, okay. So that's with the mod on. Let's turn it off. Wow, very bright. And now we get to see something a bit closer to the density that makes sense for the environment. Yeah, dude, look how well lit this bitch is now. Look how cool he looks. That's pretty transformative, my dude. Like, this environment just looks a lot different with this stuff, and you can only really tell when you turn it off. Yeesh. And the coolest part is that even in combat, it looks just as good.
We do this fast. Take the lead.
Oh, it's over.
Was never in doubt.
To be real, like all of the characters, like everybody, like I think the lighting across the board looks insanely good. And the biggest difference is when you do this. And you kind of see the way that it originally is. But my God, man, look at this shit. It's transformative. The game just has so much more depth, in my personal opinion. Water goes through a significant change. Like, everything that has water in it looks way better now. Like, the geometry is not changing, chat. It's just changing the way it's rendering the water. Look at this shit, dude. It's crazy. And it's funny that all this is just possible within the engine of the game through changing settings. How about a place like Calm? Let's check out Calm without it.
Welcome to Calm, where you can forget.
So yeah, naturally a pretty bright town, you know?
Maybe it's time to
You get in here and all this stuff looks the way it does, and you're like, yeah. Yeah, that's Calm, all right? Bro, look at the way the shadow is hitting my dude. Again, it's like the game got remastered. It's like it literally got remastered. Like, look at the cobblestones on the ground. How they all collect light and shit now and refract it. Jesus! The results are what the results are. They're crazy looking. It's just bonkers. Here's where there's weakness in some of this stuff. If you go to darker areas, it could be a little too dark. Like, you'll start to notice that some of this stuff starts to look a little too dark. And it should be slightly brighter. In that way, I think the overall good middle ground is like 8 on brightness with the mod on. This feels about right. Chat, here's our main character, Cloud Strife, hero. Look at him. Wow! Lovable Yuffie and Tifa. Wow. For darker environments, you don't see it as much. But you definitely notice it on the characters. On the character models. It just cleans up their lighting so much. I'd imagine in most darker areas, it maybe doesn't have that much of a significant impact. Check this out. Let's get down to a beach. This is just the normal water, isn't it? That's just the way it looks, right? Nope. This was the way water looked in this game. This is the default water. And now modded. So what I love about it is that the further down the image gets, the more distorted it gets. In the default game, you just see right through everything, and it doesn't have much depth to it. This is the default lighting by default. And this is with the mod on. With the mod on, I think it looks too dark. It is striking, don't get me wrong. It is a striking difference, but it's also just a bit too dark in many places. I recommend you do this. Graphics with the mod on, you have to turn the brightness up to 5 or 6 to 8. Somewhere between 5 and 8. Still dark in some areas, right? Shadows are still pretty dang dark. And that's sort of the issue that the mod has, is that it's daytime right now, and none of the light is like refracting and reflecting off anything and hitting us. It just makes for really dark areas. So I absolutely hate the way Corel Desert looks. I don't like the lighting in this area. I don't like how harsh it is. This desert looked really pretty at dusk and sunset and at night when you're playing through the game. And I just don't like the way the desert looks here. But holy shit! Not to mention all the shadows that are being added to everything, all the depth. It happens in cutscenes as well. It's in cutscenes, dude. I'd love to see Midgar with this mod. Yeah, me too. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, the lowered light level makes it look more natural. But yeah, in situations like this, it's rough, right? Wow! Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh my god. It looks like it's an entire console generation above. This might not be there at the start, but the fact that people, it's Final Fantasy VII, dude. People will make shit out of it. People will figure out how to do this. People will figure out how to like get their desirable versions of the game because UE4 is arguably the best engine ever made. It's got a ridiculous amount of documentation and a ton of expertise all over the place. Do I think they could? I think they could, and I think they should. I think world lighting was definitely a thing that needed work. And this fixes a lot of it, especially on the characters. It does a lot for me. It's not perfect, it needs to be dialed in, but like it's mostly there. And it mostly alleviates a lot of the personal grievances I had with how FF7 Rebirth looks in the daytime with the lighting. I just think it's neat, you know? I just think it's neat.
Hello. I would like to discuss a debate that has
breathtaking.
I don't know why I was muted. My bad. Okay, I didn't know. Sorry about that, guys. I'll repeat what I just said. Everything. I just posted links to. I don't know when I got muted. I apologize, but I just posted links to everything, to my socials and stuff. I was just showing off the new emotes. So we have Chibitana and the new raid emote. Chibitana holding the drum pad. I'll be working on more to replace the old Chibitana ones with the old art style, and using that same style. So I want to basically get rid of the old style completely and have the new ones. We'll have the two, or we'll have like mine, and then we'll have the one where I got the artist that animated. So yeah, just to be on the lookout for that. I posted the social links in there if you're not following me on your socials. We're gonna be right over to Aldo. So I apologize. I don't know when I went muted, but I think I may have pressed my button to switch over. It may have muted me on accident. Go ahead and start the raid here now. I apologize about that. Aldo's over there playing Arc Knights. Definitely give him a follow while you're over there too. And if you're a subscriber, you can use this message here. And if you're not a subscriber, you can use this message here. But again, thank you all so much. I will see you in the next stream. Again, that's next Tuesday. We're going to do a big affiliate birthday stream. We're going to be doing multiplayer games, playing Skyrim. We're going to be doing Power World. So definitely tune in for that. I might be streaming this next week. But regardless of whenever I stream, whenever I next see you, I'll see you then. Until then, stay tuned for Aldo. I'll see you later. Later.